Hi and welcome to the channel. I suppose you didn't expect someone like me talking to you about spirituality, about harnessing energies. Yes, I'm not a Buddhist or a yogi sitting in a very green, peaceful environment with my hands. It's just a regular guy. And that's why I decided to make these videos. I have been ashamed of having this belief since I was a child, and it's all because I've spent most of my life believing that I had this superpower where I could achieve things and do things that many other people can't. And I was too ashamed to admit it because I thought two things. One, if I tell people, they'll think I'm crazy. Secondly, if I tell people, somehow my superpower will be gone. And there was also a part of me that doubted whether this was real. And as a result, I thought, if I doubt it, how can I convince other people that it's true? Anyway, as I grew older, and I think in my late 20s, early 30s, I met quite a few other very, very highly educated people who also believed in harnessing your energy and your power. And I thought, I'm not the only weirdo. There are others like me. From my childhood, I have experienced this ability, this power to make things happen, mostly to achieve material things. And I thought this was just me being a little child whose wishes were being granted. It was nothing to do with my beliefs or religion, because I grew up in a very diverse family and religion was talked about a lot, but there was also a very open discussion about different types of religions. So I studied Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, and this was not like a education at school. This was of my own volition. I wanted to understand what was so special about religions and why people believed in one thing over the other. And over time, and after considerable studying, I realized that there is no difference between different religions. They all believe and preach the same thing, just in different ways. And I don't even know why there have been so many religious wars. I think it's down to the fact that human beings want to take control and have power, and everyone wants to be better than the other. Anyway, I'm digressing. So what I wanted to tell you is a little bit of history about my background and why I'm making these videos, because I think it's important for people to understand that I'm not just some nut job and I'm talking about personal experience. I've studied various religions, as I mentioned, but I haven't actually spent time researching and reading about energy and how you harness it, because I always had it. And I thought that if I read about it and get other people's views, somehow it will change my own view and it will take away this power that I have. So I decided to stay away from all of that, and everything that I'm telling you is my own experience. This is not something that I have taken from anyone else. So if there are any similarities between what I'm telling you and something else that someone said or written, then it's just coincidence, because I don't read anything to do with energy, because I know that I can do certain things and I don't want to change my perspective and my belief and add any doubts in my head that may impact what I can do. When I was a child, we were very, very poor and we didn't have much. So I used to get hand-me-down clothes from my older cousins, and books, notebooks were always secondhand. Even in the notebooks where I wrote, I had to write with a pencil and then erase it so I can reuse it. It was really hard. We lived in a very small one-bedroom place, 4 of us, and life was very tough. So you can forget about having toys and other luxuries that anyone can have. But as a child, obviously I saw kids at school and my friends who had these things, and I knew that we were poor and we couldn't afford it, but I always wanted them. And what I used to do as a child was wish. And my way of wishing was focus on that particular item that I wanted, and before going to sleep I would imagine and fantasize me playing with it or having it. And within a couple of weeks or a month, someone would bring me a present. It would be someone that I didn't tell anything to and who didn't really know my wishes or desires. And 99% of the time I didn't even tell my parents that I wanted one of those items, because I thought they can't afford it, they can't give it to me, so there's no point asking. And it started off with little toy cars, dinkies, and then it went into cricket, baseball bats, cameras, what else? Toy guns. My mother was really against toy guns or anything to do with guns, so we were not allowed to buy or own any toy, even make it out of wood. Funnily enough, one of my cousins came to visit, and he used to live in London at the time, and he had these 2 replica toy guns, and we played with them for the week that he stayed with me, or a few days, I can't even remember. And then as we took him back to the airport to fly back, he had checked in his luggage, but he put his toy guns in his hand luggage, thinking they're just toys. And as he got through the scanner, they said, oh, you have these and we can't let you go with them, because even if they're toys, we're not allowed. So he just turned around to me and said, here, you can have them because I can't take them with me. And I was like, wow, I got these without even imagining or thinking that I could ever be able to have a toy gun. Anyway, these are the little things. Then it just carried on from that. I used to think that I had some special power, and if I tell anyone, they'll either take it away or take me away for some experiments, or somehow it was just very scary, because I could literally make these things happen. I would wish for them and they would happen. Then as I grew older, I started to realize that it's not just things. I can do other stuff. So passing my exams, for example, if I was weak in one subject or something, I would really, really wish it hard that all the questions in my exams would be the ones that I know, and it would happen. So I'm not saying that I didn't study and work hard, but I'm just saying that it really helped. I became a doctor, and I then subsequently went to do an MBA, and I have been studying all my life. I have 4 degrees, but it's the little help that you can get from time to time with things, and I don't know how to describe it other than it came from within me, that desire, that wish to make things happen. And it worked. So I thought I should make a series of videos to explain and help others how to harness this energy, because it worked for me for the last 50 years, so I'm sure it will work for others.